Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you how I made this delicious pan-seared salmon. This is going to be really easy. We're going to use garlic powder, ground mustard, paprika, Cajun seasoning, salt, pepper, unsalted butter, and a 2-pound salmon fillet. Okay, or you can use a smaller cut of salmon if that works best for you. Here is my salmon fresh out of the pack. I'm going to begin by removing the skin using a regular steak knife to gently, carefully separate the corner of the skin from the meat. All right. And once I have enough skin separated to grip with my hands, I'll now just pull that skin off. It's just that easy, it's not hard. Now, if you want to do it this way, just be careful not to rip off the actual meat, okay? Or, if you prefer, you can just leave the skin on and cook it as is. I know a lot of people, might prefer skin on. Before seasoning the salmon, make sure that you rinse it off really good, and you're going to pat it dry with some paper towels. Drizzle a small amount of cooking oil on the top and bottom of the salmon, and we're going to massage this all over. Next, we're going to season with salt and pepper. Try not to go too heavy on the salt. Sprinkle some Cajun seasoning on next, and keep in mind Cajun seasoning is a salt source, so try not to go too heavy on that as well. Garlic powder, you can go a little heavy if you like, okay? Add the ground mustard powder and add paprika. Then gently pat the seasonings into the meat. Now we're going to flip this over and season the other side of the salmon. Again, we're going to start with the salt. Okay, and next we will use the Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. Okay, then we're going to use the other 4 seasonings. So here's a good rule of thumb when it comes to eyeballing your seasonings. You always want to start with the salt first. Okay, all salt-based seasonings first, okay? And that's so that you can see exactly how much salt is sitting on the meat. That helps me a lot. The last thing you want to do is like ruin your meat by adding too much salt. Like that would be a total disaster. Purchasing this salmon is very expensive, and you've added your seasonings and you taste it and it's too salty. Like I just cannot imagine how horrible that would be. Okay, so yeah. So now we're going to cut our salmon fillet into large slices. You should at least be able to get about 7 or 8 pieces. Now heat your stove to medium-high heat. We're going to add some cooking spray, or you can use a tablespoon of canola or vegetable oil. Plus, you want to use 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. We're going to let the butter melt. And once the skillet is hot, the butter is hot, go ahead and drop that salmon inside. Okay, we're going to let this cook for up to 4 minutes on each side. And once it's time to flip it, just be very careful. Salmon is kind of delicate. Okay, so you want to carefully flip that over. And yeah, make sure that you're using, the proper tools to flip it. If you have a fish spatula, that would probably be really helpful. But if not, just use what you have. So when the salmon is done, you want to remove it from the skillet and then go ahead and work on your next batch. And just an FYI, the next batch of salmon will probably take less time to cook. So, just keep an eye on it. You don't want to, accidentally overcook your meat. So this paired really, really well with some brown rice. We also added some steamed vegetables. Or no, we had blanched broccoli. So not quite steamed, but it was blanched, yes. But I also added a few slices of lemon, as you can see, and garnished with parsley. Yeah, so this is it, dinner served. So if you try this recipe, please come back and let me know how yours turned out. As always, thank you so much, and I hope to catch y'all in my next video.